Does a bigger economy actually means a better life? The answer is no. A large economy and a prosperous society are not exactly the same thing. Here is a simple way to think about it. Imagine two companies, both generate exactly 100 crore in annual revenue. On paper, they look identical, but there is one difference. The first company has 100 employees. The second one, 1000. Same revenue. Very different business, because in the first company, every employee is helping to create around 1 crore of value each year. The second one, it's only creating a 10 lakh. Suddenly, I wasn't comparing the companies. I'm comparing the economies, where the GDP per capita measures. What GDP per capita measures. Now, how big an economy is, economic value might be there, but it's created per person. When I looked into Tamil Nadu, another interesting picture emerged. Tamil Nadu GDP per capita is around 4 lakhs INR. That's roughly 1.77 percentage more than what is the India's average is. We are reaching into a better stage actually, around $5,000, $6,000. Now, when I remembered from my previous discussion about Pakistan, the economy is surprisingly close to the size to Tamil Nadu, like almost like we are only a few $1 billion away. That suddenly answered a question. Okay, their population is 3 times. How two different economies in a similar size feel so different? The answer wasn't about the population alone. It was the productivity. So population creates the scale and productivity creates the prosperity. Simply adding more people doesn't automatically create more wealth. Creating more value per person does. That's the one of the biggest reason Tamil Nadu has consistently remained ahead of the national average. Not because of the largest population, but because every individual, every business, every entrepreneur on an average creating more economic value. But I also realized something important. Higher GDP per capita doesn't guarantee prosperity. It creates the conditions for it. Say like a better jobs, higher wages, better healthcare. All this is possible because a stronger public infrastructure automatically can create due to this GDP per capita, and that opens the door for all this. Though we were comparing with a few countries, we are just starting our next brilliant phase of how we get into. So the journey just started. It is not over. This is a transition period, and factories don't create this prosperity by themselves. Policies don't. Factories matter. Investment actually matters, but none of them creates prosperity without the people. Everything else simply amplifies what people are capable of. That is what we derived from all the discussions, like because it's per capita, what. So that makes another question. How few are able to create this extraordinary value? It is definitely not because of the luck. Definitely not the talent alone. It was something more powerful. The ability to keep learning, because every company, every factory, say the innovation, if you want to innovate, and anything starts with the one person or anywhere, it can be in a college, it can be in a factory, but they keep on learning the new things. Remember the 40,000 factories, the exports, the engineering, the manufacturing. None of them appeared overnight. Every factory started with someone deciding to learn something new, and like how to design a product, how to manufacture something, even a software and new technologies, how to sell, because most of us are missing the selling part, and how to lead a team. Leading a team is very important. Leadership skill. Behind every this, there is a curious person, because like how I become curious when $1.5 trillion, like how to getting into. See, this curiosity, that is what people are. So that curiosity leads to the learning, and learning builds the capability and creates the confidence. Yes, okay, we can do this, and this confidence should actually lead to innovation. The confidence can lead into multiple factors, which I'll come to later, but if it leads into innovation, and that innovation can create a prosperity for each individual. So not through one breakthrough it is possible, but through millions of people becoming slightly better every year. Then I looked into Tamil Nadu again. After all these aspects and all the different dimensions, another set of numbers also makes sense. We have somewhere around, we are producing around 1.5 lakh engineers, which I discussed about in another video, but yes, that's also one reason. Like, it's not like a economic statistics, right? Like the one graduates represent the another. So it is like a chain of activity that is happening. The people who are ready to build products, solve few problems, improving a process, or starting a company. So economy doesn't produce by accident. It invests in its people long before we see the result. So the knowledge becomes compounding and creating all this. So it doesn't the knowledge doesn't alone happen through the speeches. One experienced employee training another trainee, a junior, engineers mentors another engineer, a founder teaching the next founder, and a supervisor improves our team standards. So knowledge keeps on compounding. That's how the capability survives. Even as products, technologies, industries can change, this capability is there. And Most of the companies coming here because we have the capability and we proved our capability. It doesn't happen with any one individual. So it's something much harder to build. People who know how to execute, people who understand quality, precision, deadlines, continuous improvement. Factories can be built in few years. Execution capability takes decades. Maybe that's Tamil Nadu's greatest competitive advantage that we have now. The factories, the people who know how to make all of this work, the capability through their capability. Then I stopped thinking of people. Just another input of the economy came into my picture. One question keep on coming in. So even the most skilled people can't build alone. So what makes some places consistently produce extraordinary results from the ordinary people? That answers me with ecosystems.